The fourth edition of Dystopian Wars is coming and has been officially announced. We have the first informations. Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. And today I'm very excited because of course we were expecting this. It had been teased. The fourth edition is coming. And also I'm happy because I'm back at making videos. I was quite sick for the last 2 weeks. A little bit more, like I had quite a strong flu and I couldn't speak. Like I'm sorry if I still cough a bit, but I wanted to make a lot of videos and I couldn't, and I apologize for this. But now this has been solved-ish, and we are back to making a lot of videos, and it's coming soon. First one, of course, I wanted to cover this. First of all, the announcement about a week ago, by the time I record this video, 1st of May, about a week ago, they have announced the new edition of Dystopian Wars, and if you have not seen, there are some very good news to announce, because all the problems, if what they say is actually done, all the main problems we have with Dystopian Wars will be solved. So we have a first little word by Stuart explaining like, yeah, the game is really great. There's lots of models have been released. They're amazing. True, like you know us on the channel, we love this game. However, and they seem to be very conscious of that, there used to be some very streamlined rules, and now they have 250 unique special rules across the factions. That is way too much, and some of them were very close to each other, and they're like, yeah, guys, that's too much, we need to clean this up. They are quite right. If we're being honest, they have been doing this for the past few months, at least the last 6 months. They've really been each orbit cleaning up some rules and more, but it was more like a work of like trying to not get worse. But you really need a new edition to go on clean basis. The game was clean at the beginning of 3rd edition, and then it just started to bloat more and more, because of course you have a lot of cool ideas for how each model, each faction should play, and it leads to all these special rules. They are aware of that, and they're probably going to take the path of Armored Clash, which does have some unique rules, yes, but much less. Like the Armored Clash, it's much more streamlined. We knew that they wanted to do the same way with Dystopian Wars, and this is what has been announced. So we have some nice pictures of, for example, apparently we're going to have some customization for the default generic turrets, which I know many people liked from the platform set. I think we've seen them for the first time, and now you can customize them for your faction very well. It's going to be cute. Here we have a word from James, the new lead games design at War Cradle. And he says, like, we want to make the Dystopian Wars quicker and more intuitive. Perfect. Like, this is the main issue that we have. They will talk about it later down the page, but basically the game is too complex, and it's... I have a little fun fact just in a second, but the game is too complex. It takes too much time to play the first couple of rounds, and then the game is over, basically. And it is fun sometimes, but as you have seen, it's very rare we go like beyond the 3rd round. Like, it's extremely rare, to be honest. And this if they do solve this problem, I will be very happy. The fun fact that I wanted to share, like a anecdote, is that we were at the French Wargame Cafe, where there is a lot of crew that plays 24/7, like Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, and 40k, etc., which are complex games as well. And the creator of the French Wargame Cafe, Heavy from French Wargame Studio, saw us recording a battle report like a while ago of Dystopian Wars, and he was playing it next at the same time, and he heard us talking about rules and stuff, and he was like, I'm quite expert in war games by now, like it's literally his job. And he's like, the first time I get so lost listening to people playing a war game. There were so many unique special rules and interacting and this and that, and he's like, the first time I feel like someone who never played war games looking at a game of 40k, like how they explain that they get lost watching this game, it's how he felt watching us playing Dystopian Wars. So this change was absolutely needed, 100%. This is the main thing that new players were telling us when we tried to introduce them to Dystopian Wars. Like, it's too complex, there's too many things, too many rules, and the core of the game was simple, but there were so many layers of cake, and this is the main thing they've announced for Dystopian Wars 4th edition, a clean slate. Many things go into the core rules, and if things don't absolutely need to have their own special rule, maybe don't make it. Maybe we don't need a special rule or 2 or 3 for each type of SRS token, each weapon, each frigate that can do its own special thing. It's not really needed, like, for sure. One thing that I'm very excited and happy about, they already have the base of the game, they made some play testing at War Cradle, and they say you can get through a round of 1,000 points in 20 minutes, which sounds too good to be true, or the game is extremely lethal, or extremely fast to play, but there is something. It seems too good to be true. But if it's true, I mean, why not? Why not? Like, I would be extremely happy to be able to record like 2 battle reports in a day, or even to make one massive apocalypse-sized game in a single day. Like, that would be really good. So we'll see if it is true. But this is the general intent they want, and they say they don't want to oversimplify things. It will still feel like the same game. Just, I think, just fusing and reducing the number of special rules is going to be a lot of help. This is more like intention, like, yeah, it's just as crunchy, cinematic, plenty of granular force all the time. We'll see if they succeed. Like, so far, it's like, it's just as complex but more simple. It's like, we'll see if it's true. We have some teasers as well. The first time we see some Korean ships, so we know they are aerial. I absolutely love this. Like, I didn't expect them to look like this at all. It looks like straight out of a Miyazaki film. What was it? Was it Nausicaa? The one that reminds me of. If you see which movie I'm talking about, let us know. I also love this little thing that reminds us of the dog story from Armored Clash. So it really like gives the same vibe across faction. Like the same faction in Armored Clash and Dystopian Wars have the same visual clue. Love this. And yeah, they might make me play Empire again if they look all of them as good as this. This could be just a frigate. If this is just a frigate and the least cool of the ships, for sure I'm playing Empire just for the Koreans again. Like, I mean, wow. So we know that all the miniatures, every single miniature of 3rd edition is going to be compatible with 4th edition. Good. To be honest, I was not expecting anything else, but it's good that they specify this. There's going to be some new factions, new sub-factions. Greece for the Sultanate, we're going to have a trailer later down. Australia for the Crown, which we were waiting for a while, and I think we're going to have some reinforcements for maybe Canada, maybe India and stuff. But Australia, also a teaser is down there. Korea, we have seen them before. Spain for the Alliance, Korea is for the Empire, didn't specify. Spain for the Alliance. We've seen some artwork a long while ago that was exactly Kingdom Under Fire, for those that knew this game. And we'll see if they keep this design, which I know so many people are excited about. I am a little bit more like I prefer the friendship in the Alliance, obviously. But we will see how they look like, because they so kicked it out of the park with the Koreans. So I'm really waiting to keep my judgment on the Spanish. And of course, new things. I'm pretty much sure that we're going to have new units for every single faction in the 4th edition. And yeah, I'm very excited to see all of this. And yeah, I'm very happy. This is absolutely true, James. Well, they've seen our battle reports, not only ours on Love Wargames, but many people share their battle report in their tournaments and the competitive communities. And this is absolutely true. The game is decided in the first 2 rounds. It's maybe once every 20 game where you're not sure who's going to win at the end of the 2nd round or even the 3rd round. Like, probably at the end of the 1st round, you already know who's going to win already. And it's quite hard, which is why we had these home rules of like having 10% of reinforcements and stuff. If they do manage to solve this, that would be great. And one of the things that they are going to do is, I'm a little bit sad about this, but I understand, one ship cannot do everything all at once. That's it. It was quite fun for new players to discover this. Like, yeah, okay, what can I do with this unit? How many actions I can do? Oh no, you can do everything. You can move, you can do the ramming action, you can shoot your broadside everywhere, your main guns, you can shoot them there. Then you can do a boarding action, then you can do your special thing, you can send your SRS tokens as well, all in the single activation. Which means that some ships that could do a little bit of everything, if they were at the right place at the right time. First thing, it took 50 minutes to activate one model, because it did so many things. And second of all, it means that the firepower of this thing was overwhelming. Like one battleship, it was cinematic, yes, one battleship / aircraft carrier could, in a single activation, shoot down like 5 cruisers all around if you do position it well, between the ramming, both broadside shooting, SRS, boarding actions, everything. You could really do a ton of damage, but it took a lot of time. And it did lead to what they call an extended 1st round, because everything was like, yeah, it was very important to build for an alpha strike. And then at the end of the game, everybody's dead. So it's underwhelming, because the late game is end of 2nd turn. So this was a bit sad. If they can solve this, that would be amazing. their solution is to strictly limit the number of things your unit can do. So drifting and moving, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to do that, but maybe you will not be able to use all your weapons all at once, plus ramming, plus boarding. Maybe you're gonna have to make a choice. Like if you ram, you cannot do a boarding. That would already be quite big. Or you have a certain limit of how many weapons you can send. Like we will see how it works, but yeah, I think that would really, really help to reduce the lethality of the game. So they say like, yeah, more consistent pace, less likely to see models removed in the first round, which isn't. I really want to believe in them because right now, as you have seen, like you lose half your fleet in the first turn. So if you can have your battleship surviving in the first turn, that would be really amazing. And there are other things, like of course there's gonna be some fine tuning. They say you will struggle to find any auto include unit, and okay, that's I'm very happy if they do this with the help of the community. It's been less true in the last few months, but at some point they were really asking the community like how to balance everything and make sure every ship has something to offer, like a little niche that they can succeed at. If they can go back to this, that would be really, really good. And maybe they will include the community, but whether they do this or not, having each ship having its own uniqueness will be good. And if it's balanced, that's the cherry on the cake. So I'm kind of hoping those are Canadians because they would go very well with our little protector friend and with the Morganas as well. No, yeah, the Morganas as well, but with the Orcas of the Canadians. But if they're Australian, it's fine, like it's Crown faction, so they can all go together. Looks like they have a program as well. They're probably gonna have some Mass 1, and this is quite interesting, Mass 1 overcraft, which were so far the exclusive use of the, not the Union, the Commonwealth. I think Union because it looks like real modern day American overcrafts. You can see they have 2 small gun batteries and 1 rocket battery. If there is one thing I'm really, really, really hoping, I'm putting it by microphone, is that please fix the rocket batteries. They are terrible. They have always been terrible. They started to be fixed in the Commonwealth orbit, but they have their unique thing. Just make it's cool, like in concept the rockets. Just make it not be the worst weapon in the games. That would be great. Very excited to have those guys, like to have this with a shredder that makes it, well, if it's still the same, this weapon can inflict defenses offline on enemies, and then you can send it torpedoes. Very good combo if it happens. Oh, we can see, I just noticed they have a guardian generator in the back. Okay, well, anyway, let's not make any teasers on the new faction and everything. Ah yeah, something interesting that they say as well. It's going to be the same action dice, good, because we have a lot. Same critical dice, same measuring tool, okay, very well. There are few things that are going to disappear. The blast and the torrent templates are gone. It's I'm wondering if we're gonna have a new ones. We had some teaser about something in 4th edition that is now was supposed to use the blast template. Maybe there's gonna be a new blast template, or maybe all of the blast templates are gone and the torrent. Okay, sure. Sorry, it was supposed to be the torrent template, the thing that was teased for us. Anyway, I will not say because maybe the rules are gone. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I like the concept of torrent and blast. If it's gone, it would be for the better, at least in our narrative group, because we did make some home rule that sometimes don't bring any blast or torrents. Torrent is kind of fine, but the blast for sure, especially long range, because it forces each player to not adopt like beautiful formations like that you would imagine in a fleet action game, and then you had to really play like 40k, like hiding your units behind islands, really trying to hide, like it looked like a 40k games, and then when you arrive you cannot take a nice formation, you have to spread out and calculate, so you can limit as much as possible the impact of the blast and everything, which is not beautiful. I don't mind having anti-horde weapons, but if it could not force you to play the game in an ugly way, that would be amazing. Finally, the Victorian Valor deck will be replaced. It's fine. It had been updated already. It was version 1.1, 1.2, etc. If they can change it and make it more like Armored Clash, that would be brilliant. They also say they will share the token sheet from Armored Clash, which is great. Like, love this. The tokens in Armored Clash are bigger and more visible. The only thing that I don't like is that on one side there is like some, we suppose it's health point, and on the other side it's the actual action. It makes it not very convenient, but it's if people don't want to use dice to count their health point, sure, then it's fine. And there will be an extra token sheet just for Dystopian Wars. I guess for these things that we can see here, valor effect markers, cripple marker, okay, sure, fine. We are fine with this, so we will see what all of this does. Those are the critical effects, so you don't have to leave the dice next to the ship. Yeah, we could interpret all of this, especially the like all of that. Like, why is there ×2 on some of those things? I don't know. The disorder marker, I really like that it's no more like these weird names. Like we used to call it yellow, red, and black. If it can be disorder level 1, 2, and 3, it's even clearer. Like it's much more clear. And some inbuilt wreck markers. Wreck markers. Oh yeah, for the mission. I was about to think like maybe ships sink and stay. No, that would be fine. And some minefields. Okay, perfect. This is what we know for the 4th edition. We have some last teasers, and these are 3D models of some Greek ships for the Sultanate, and it looks brilliant. Like, I have to say, like, okay, we'll wait and see, but well, Sultanate already has some of the best looking ships in the game, and this looks absolutely amazing. But again, one player cannot play all the factions, so it's probably gonna go to our new Sultanate player, and yeah, really excited to see those ships in action. So yeah, we have the last few words from James, who basically says like, yeah, they've learned a lot, it's gonna be better, great. Especially they will update the rules with the Victory and Velos cards. If they take exactly the same system as Armored Clash, it would be great. No more Fortunes of War ships or something. Maybe Fortunes of War ships that gives you +1 or -1. But the fact that in Armored Clash, your Victory and Veil, you can always intercept, and there is this kind of like poker game of like how much you want to bet. You can trick, you can bait. It's really good. Let's hope it's very similar in Armored Clash. And yeah, and the rulebook in Armored Clash is also much better. So great job, guys, and do the same in Dystopian Wars, and it's going to be brilliant. And finally, they also say the Orbats will be much easier to read, to use, and yeah, I can trust them in that. They've done great work in Armored Clash. The only thing that I still don't understand why it's not in Armored Clash is like in the datasheet of the units in Armored Clash, there is not the point cost. There is one specific page at the very beginning of the PDF where you have the point cost, and while you're scrolling and looking at the different units, you need all the time to go back to the first page. Oh, by the way, how much was it, this thing? Okay, it was 110 for little squad. And then you go back. Oh, but wait a second, if I want to put another unit in this to make it reinforce, how much was the point cost? And you need to go back. Oh, it's so annoying. Please just guys put the point cost in the data sheet. That would be very convenient. So yeah, this is their final words. We want you to be able to spend more time directly engaging with your opponents across the table and less time checking rules. Thank you. That's exactly what we want. Please, guys, do this, and it's going to be brilliant. So we don't know when it is going to be exactly, but they say this summer, so it's coming very fast. I will be honest, like we didn't see anything. Like the war host community, the content creator community, we discovered this at the same time as you, so I cannot give you any teaser or anything. But if it's coming indeed this summer, it means we're gonna have some preview, some beta and everything very soon. And of course, you can expect not only a full in-depth analysis of each faction once they are released. I hope they're gonna be released like all at once. We're gonna make a full in-depth thing. It might take some weeks, it might take some months to just do a full review of all the factions, sure. By the way, we are going to finish the last, I think we have 2 or 3 more factions for the tier list about the boxes, because it's about collection, not about the worlds exactly. So of course we're going to make this. We're going to make the full review of each faction in 4th edition when it's released. It will take a while. And we're going to make a live stream once we discover, probably on the first few days when it's being released, except if I'm literally in vacation, because I will not take my computer. But otherwise, on the day it's released, we'll discover this together, have a first overview of the rules of the game, of the Orbats, and have a quick discovery, like hype train going. Alright, that is it for today and this announcement. As you can guess, I'm extremely excited for this. If you have any expectations for the 4th edition, let us know in the comments. If it's the usual, even if it's the usual thing, like, you know, like, yeah, the game was too complex, too lethal, not fine enough, like, let us know what you didn't like. If I have one thing and that I would like them to deal with, which is really bending the game meta, is how strong and basically unavoidable SRS tokens are. Like if you're playing super competitive, you just spam SRS tokens and that's it, because they're like, you can shoot without line of sight, you can shoot further than almost any enemy in the game, and they do a lot of damage. And just hide your aircraft carriers behind islands, and you just slaughter the enemy fleet, who cannot even do anything to try to protect themselves from that, except if they have their own aircraft carriers. Might say it's realistic, but maybe there is something to do to help with this. Maybe having better interception rolls. If interception of aircrafts were at least as strong as using them offensively, that would be brilliant. They didn't mention any of this in this edition, but we'll see what they will do. So let us know in the comments what you think. It also gives you a chance to win a Union Armada or Dwegom army for Conquest. Conquest, by the way, I know I'm late. There's going to be very soon the Yoroni introduction video on how to start with them. The 2-player starter set, also covering the Wadroons as well. So I'm very sorry. This was supposed to be the next video, but I got very sick 2 weeks ago. It's coming soon. Subscribe, like, all the usual things. If you're not there yet, remember to join our Discord. It's where I told the close community that I was sick and there was not going to be some videos for a while. But otherwise, yeah, do join our Discord. We have a very nice community. Thank you guys for your patience, and until the next video, remember to keep things fair in love and war games. Bye!